Well, am I live? Am I live? Hey everybody, I'm Verna Mullen from Stampin' Notes. Welcome to my channel. I have a beautiful mini album folio to share with you today. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I'm located in Western New York. If you're on and watching, say hi. Tell me where you're from. I always love to see where you're from. So this is a craft along to make this album, and some customers already purchased the kit, but I do still have them available if this is something you're interested in. And so this kit or this album is made from using a few products from Stampin' Up, and one is the beautiful KIntsugin Inspiration Designer Series paper, and it has beautiful with its pink and blues and touches of gold on the other side. It goes great with the papers in the Beautiful Blues album kit. Or not an album, but it's a kit. So there's those papers. And this came in your kit, a half a pack of that. And also the Beautiful Blues kit. This kit is intended to make 9 cards. But as you can see, you can use it for other things. It comes, I'm showing you my kit that I've used up for the folio, but it comes with, this is a note card, and I've used note cards, die cuts, little gems. I've used parts of the envelopes, labels, and so I'm going to show you the album right now. Also, you will get the PDF tutorial. It's a 10-page tutorial, and half a pack of the Night of the Navy cardstock in case you make any mistakes. I've also used the Everyday You and Me stamp set for a few of the sentiments in it. So I'm just going to get my computer up here so I can see your comments. And if you're on, say hi. Tell me where you're from. So let's take a look at the folio. And I was inspired by an album that Lulu Melon made. She has a video on YouTube with some Echo Park products. And so the basic pattern is Lulu's, and I've changed it some. So this is one of the note cards in the Beautiful Blues kit. This is from the KIntsugin Designer Series paper. So we open this up, and there's a little banner right here, and this is stamped from the Everyday You and Me stamp set. There's a waterfall here, a little waterfall to put your photos. You could use this for photos or Bible verses or recipes or any special mementos. So then there's another banner down here in this bottom pocket. This is one of the note cards that I've used. This center section opens, and this is optional to have that on there. And then we have a large waterfall here with, I've got a big piece of that KIntsugin DSP there. I've got strips. I cut it in order so it kind of matches going down through there. These are all beautiful die cuts that are in the Beautiful Blues kit. And then at the bottom here, we have another part that opens out. This is a die cut from the Beautiful Blues kit. And this opens up like this. There's another little, this I might have said there was that pocket, but so this is from the Beautiful Blues. This is a note card, and this is Designer Series paper. So it's really fun. It's fun to make for someone. That'd be fun to do for Christmas. Anything, you know, a wedding gift. I'm going to shut this back up here and put this in here, and we'll get started. And I have a detailed 10-page tutorial also. So in your kit you will get this ribbon too. So the basic we're building this kit with is our Night of Navy cardstock. And we're gonna start with our base, and the base is 7 1/4 by 6 1/4, scored at 6 6 3/4 on the long side. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer here. Okay, so this is the long side, the 7 1/4 inch side, and I'm going to score that at 6 inches, which is right here. And this is going to make like a little flap. And then we'll open this out here and we'll score it at 6 3/4 inches. Okay. And I'm just gonna bend these and give them a burnish with my bone folder. And you do want to make sure that you are, when you're making this, you want to burnish that good so the album folds good. Now we're going to add some adhesive to our bottom flap here. And I'm using Stampin' Up's Tear and Tape. And I'm looking with my computer trying to see if there's comments. I'm not seeing them, but maybe, oh, there they are. Hi, Mom. Hi, Cecilia. Nice to meet you and have you on. All right, so on this very little bottom tab here, we're going to add our tear and tape. And the one thing with the tear and tape is you want to make sure you don't get it on the score line because it won't sit right. So we're going to add that piece there. And I'm going to come in with my take your pick tool, pull that up, and we're going to add another piece right below that, kind of on part of it, like that, just like that. And I'm just going to start part of that. I'm not going to peel the whole thing off yet. And we're going to set that aside. We're going to come back to that. Now I have, this is going to be the flap that wraps around the top of the folio. So we just did, it's going to be this piece here. And this is 10 1/2 by 6 1/4. We're going to score it on the long side at 3 1/2 and 4 1/4. So 3 1/2 and 4 1/4. And this is going to be our flap, the front flap that folds over here. Basically today I'm going to show you how to get the basic album made, and then we'll talk a little bit about decorating it with the different layers. And there's detailed measurements in my tutorial about the layers and pictures also. So I've got my taped end here of the base. I've got the long section of our flap, and we're gonna I'm gonna lay this way, and I'm gonna put my long section of the flap up against that score line, but you don't go over the score line, okay, because it won't sit right. All right, and then so I've got that on there like that. I'm just gonna turn this and finish pulling my tape cover off there. Okay, so we're gonna go, this is the front, it's gonna go like that. And then this is how our flap comes down, right there over the front, like that, okay? And set that aside a minute. We're gonna do a pocket that's gonna go on the bottom of this front here. Okay, so this piece of cardstock is 7 1/4 by 3. We're going to score it at 1/2 inch on 3 sides. So I'm bringing my trimmer again and again. We're going to go a 1/2 inch there, one of the long sides and both short sides. We're going to score at 1/2 inch. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it this way. Score it. All right, so where these intersect, these two score lines, we're going to come in, we're going to cut on the diagonal, like right across the center of those. And you can, if you want to, you can take a marker and mark it. Okay, so you can see I cut that like that, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going right through that little intersection there. We're going to fold these over and burnish them down good. Now, if you get, if you do it and these two are hitting each other and in the way, then you just need to cut back up a little further into the center of that intersection. All right, so I'm going to leave those like that, and I'm going to put tear and tape on that. Has anyone that's been watching ever made a little folio album? And I'm putting it right across so it will hold both down, both the long side and the short side. Rip that off. And I'm just going to add this right there. I'm going to put some more on that, but I'm going to take this piece off first. Kind of a gloomy day here today in Western New York. It's nice to not have it quite so hot. I'll try and watch your comments. Okay. I'm going to run that right across there and go right across. I'm staying just below the edge of that cardstock. Sorry, lost my train of thought. And I know that some companies do sell a wider tape, but I really like Stampin' Up's tear and tape. It has a very strong hold. We'll layer this one going up like this. Tear that off there. Let's add another one to this side. Today is my little sister's birthday, and she is having a grandbaby born today probably. Her daughter's in labor right at this moment, so we're excited for her about that. I'm 12 years older than my sister, and I can remember when she was born and being so excited that I had a sister. This was back in the days before they had ultrasounds. Now you know way ahead what you're going to have, and even when I had my boys, I didn't know. That one is stuck under there. Yeah, the taping is what takes the longest with this particular project. The decorating takes a while, but you know, that's fun to do, so we don't mind that so much. All right, so I'm going to bring this front back in, and I want to put it right along this bottom line here. So I'm going to open that right out like that. And this is a little pocket that's going to hold the little banner that was in the front. Okay, so that looks about right. Got a little bit of glue right there. And I'm going to go ahead and tear the rest of that off. Okay, so there is our little pocket. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So that is going to be this pocket right here that this large banner is in. All right, so now we're going to do, we're going to add our long pieces on the bottom here. So I'm going to set this aside again and come back in, and you're going to cut 2 pieces that are 4 1/4 by 11. Hi, Jerry. Jerry, I am having studio class September 13th. I've missed having studio class. We'll gotta get back in the groove and having class. Okay, so you've got 2 pieces or from 1 sheet of cardstock, 4 1/4 by 11. And we're gonna score each one of these at 1/2 inch and 6 inches. So I'm bringing my trimmer back in here. We're going to score it at 1/2 inch. Also, this will be uploaded to YouTube. And 6 inches, way down here. Okay. We're going to score this one. Same thing, 1/2 inch. These would be fun to do for a baby too. A cute little baby album. And 6 inches. All right, so I'm gonna come in and just burnish these down good. Break down those fibers so it sits good. And I'll show you where these are gonna go. So I'm bringing back the little album. We'll open it up here. So these are gonna go on the very bottom. These are the large wings that open out like that. Okay. And so this is going to go, your largest section of this layer is going to be first, and then you've got the shorter sections on the end. So they're going to be like this when you put them in the album. Looks like my paper is crooked. There we go. All right, so we're going to add tear and tape right here on each of them. Hi June, nice to have you on there. I'm also usually on every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I wasn't this week because we had I had some guys working on my porch. One was my husband. We have a large porch above my studio that's screened in, and they were replacing the screen, and it was a little bit noisy, like drilling and pounding and all of that. So it wasn't a great time to do a live. So then I was on Wednesday. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that on there and tear off after I get the whole thing on. Same thing here. And these tabs are going to go on the back of our center base. And again, I'll say do not get your tape up where your score line is, because it won't won't bend well if you get it in there. And we need one more. Oops, let's take this off. Take our little cover off here. Yeah, so I still have kits available for this, and the PDF tutorial comes with your kit. If you want just the tutorial, I will have that for sale too. You can email me at vernastamps@gmail.com, or I will have a link I'll put up after I'm done too. I'll post about it. Okay, so they're gonna go this way. So let's bring our base back in here. And so they're gonna go, oh, let's see here. Let's make sure I've got this right before I stick them on there. Okay. So they're gonna go like 1/8 of an inch below this score line here. Here's the bottom. All right. And when you flip that up, we've got the pocket on the front there. And then we're gonna have another little pocket here. Let's put that other little pocket on first, and then it'll help be a guide. I think it'll be easier, easier to see and better as a guide. So we have another pocket piece that is 2 by 7 1/4, and we're going to do the same thing with this. We are going to score on 3 sides, so both short sides and one long side. And we're going to score it at 1/2 inch, and I'm using the 1/2 inch mark right there. Okay, and then we're gonna cut right across where those score lines intersect there. All right, so I'm bringing in my snips. I'm gonna go right through there like that. Same thing here. Okay. And we're going to fold this up. And fold these in like this. Now we got kind of a little bump right there, and I'm going to cut that a little closer. Yeah, that's better. And we'll add the tear and tape. We'll go right across those 2 pieces. Whoops. Like that. Has anyone used the Beautiful Blues kit? It's so pretty. I'll take the cover off this one, maybe. Let's try from this end here. There we go. And we'll add our other long one on. If any of you live in the Western New York area and would enjoy coming to my studio class, I would love to have you. It's Saturday, September 13th. It's from noon to 3. And we generally make about 2 each of 4 different cards. My backing came off that. And let's add our side here. It's free with the purchase if you order something that day, or it's $25. And you can make more cards and just pay a little extra. It sure feels like fall. Okay, come on, get up there. I can't wait to put some pictures in mine and my little folio. School starts Tuesday here, I believe. I know down south it's a little bit earlier, like mid to end of August. And here in New York, it's usually the first week of September or around Labor Day. Okay. All right, so we've got our pocket taped up good. You don't have to use tear and tape. You can use liquid glue if you want to. I love the liquid glue, but I don't like with an album or something, it's kind of messy. Okay, so we're gonna add, make sure I've got this the right way, which I didn't. To our inside here, we're gonna go, we've got this on the front, this pocket, we're gonna fold that down, and this pocket goes right here on the bottom of the inside. Just like that, okay? So now we're gonna add these two flaps here, and they're going to be between this pocket and just below the score line here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull part of this down, like that. And so right along there, and again, don't get it your score line, go over your score line. And then we'll do the same thing with this one. I'm gonna get my tape started. Yeah, I went to get on today for my Facebook Live, and all of a sudden I realized I hit go live and I wasn't ready, and I'm flipping the phone around. I've got to delete that video off of my page because people will be confused about it. Oh, I forgot to leave that other tape on there. Oh, that's got to go up a little farther. There we go. Okay, so here are our two side flaps. They go in like this. All right. And let's do our top waterfall. So I'm going to set this aside a minute. So for this little waterfall at the top of the album, I'll show you which one I'm talking about. 1, 2, we should have another one of those here. There we go. So you're going to have 3 of these that are 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch on this short side here. So right here. Actually, it's on the long side. We'll just do this end. Come on, get up there. Okay. And I'm going to fold that over. Just like that. And we'll add our tear and tape. Thanks, Debbie. All right, we'll add it right along there like that, and then we'll add another piece. I think I'll take my mom down to see her tomorrow. My sister is what I'm talking about. We always have a good time together. Fun and laughter. Okay. And we will pick this off here just like this. Okay. So we're going to bring this top part back in here. So we've got these bottom flaps, we've got our middle section, which we haven't done yet, and this is the top section. So I'm going to take, I've got my waterfall piece, and I bent this over, and I'm going to layer this up right against this left edge here. I'm going to go down just a little bit from the top and up a little bit from this score line here, okay? So you can kind of eyeball it to center it to see where you want it. That looks about right. So there is our first waterfall, and then it opens like that. And then we'll take our next flap here. We'll add our other piece of tear and tape to it. And again, try not to go over the score line with your tape. All right, so it's really important. I'm going to turn this sideways here. It's really important that you add these straight, that you add this straight, and that you add this one straight up against the first one. And again, we're going to fold this over like this and turn that around. And because what'll happen is it'll look wonky. Okay, so I'm going to see if this lines up straight. Yes, that looks good. Okay, so we've got that. And see how this is pulling just a little bit over. So that's why you want to be really careful about getting those straight. And we've got our last piece here for this waterfall. Okay, and I'm grabbing my tear and tape, putting it on and trying to stay just above that seam there, the score mark. Now I am going to put another little piece right there, just because this is going to be flipped up a lot, and I want to make sure that that's going to be adhered down good. Okay. All right, so I'm bringing this back in. I'm going to fold this up. All right, open this up and then fold this over like that. And we're going to line it up right up against, straight across against the previous one. Okay. Okay, so there's our little waterfall. I got a little bit of glue right there. I'm just going to pull that off. All right, our little waterfall, and we're going to add a little tiny pocket here. And that pocket is to hold this banner here, and it keeps the waterfall flat. All right, so the little pocket is, it's like 1 inch by, let me find it in my layers here. Oh, it's just a little guy. I wonder if I dropped it. Okay, I'm not seeing it, so I'm going to cut another one. I've got some cardstock right here. Actually, I've got some scraps right over here. Okay, our tiny little pocket is 3.5 by 1. So we're going to go to 3.5 right there, and whoops, my blade came out. 3.5 and then 1 inch. All right, so we're going to add this right here, right on the edge, right below the little waterfall. And it's sticking out just a tad here. I'm just going to trim off, I don't even know if it's a 1/16 of an inch. It's just a tiny, tiny little bit. All right. And I'm going to use liquid glue for this. And you just want to put it on 3. Oops, I'm glad that glue didn't touch that. On 3 sides. Okay, and we want the opening towards the flaps. All right, so there is our tiny, tiny little pocket. Okay, and this is what we've got so far. We've got our pocket here. Oh, I didn't take the tape off that. That would be one reason it wasn't sticking well. So this is the front, like this. Okay, we're going to have designer series paper across this, so that will be covered. And you open it, here's the mini waterfall, and down here are the longer flaps that open out. So let's do the middle section, and this is the last section that we have to do. And we have 2 side layers here. Let me find them here. We have a left and we have a right. Right section, left section. Okay. So the right side, we're going to do some scoring. This is for, I think this is 6. Let me look at my notes here. This piece is 6 by 4 3/4. This is the wider piece. We're going to score it at 4 and 4 1/4. So 4 and 4 1/4. Two score lines. And then our other piece is 6 by 3 3/4, and we're going to score it at 3 and 3 1/4. So this isn't as wide. 3 and 3 1/4. And we're going to burnish these down. Now the reason, this is the tab we're going to adhere with, and then because of the thickness of the waterfall, we need this little spine on there. It's like a 1/4 of an inch spine there. Oops. Okay. All right, so the wider one goes on the right. Let me just make sure that's correct before I put it where it's not supposed to be. Let's look at this again. Okay, yes, the wider one's on the right and the smaller one is on the left. Okay, and in your pieces for your banner and like this label, these come in your kit. This is optional if you want to do that. All right, so let's bring this back in, and you can see that if we wrap this around this, there's about 1/8 of an inch from here, if it's straight, 1/8 of an inch, and 1/8 of an inch down here. All right, so you want to center it. And again, we're going to add tear and tape on this outside flap here. And don't go, just go up to the score line and not over it. We'll take this one off and then we'll leave part of the other one on until we get it in place. And we want to go here. Oops. Across. And again, we're going to wrap this around to the back. Oops, I meant to leave that on and I took it off. All right, so this is going to sit like this. I think I'm going to turn this over like this. I'm going to pull my center right up against that. I'm leaving a little room here. And a little room here before this score line. This isn't a score line. This is right here. Okay. And we got to go all the way to here. And fold that over like that. This will be covered. Okay, so there's our right flap, and then we're going to do the same thing with the left flap. And then all we have left to do basically is the waterfall in the middle. This isn't hard to do, it just takes a while because of all the pieces. We'll add this one here. Go all the way down that edge there. Tear this off. Okay, so now we're doing the left side here. And again, I'm going to turn this over. I'm laying this down, hopefully. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. All right, so we want to go up to that first score line right here. And we want to see if this is across from that. So we want to go down farther. About right like that, I think. That's got to go up a little farther. Let's do this again. And you could mark it with pencil if you wanted to. If you wanted to, you could mark it. All right. Okay, so there are our middle flaps. And this one needs to go up a little bit like that there. And we're gonna yeah, I'm not liking the way that looks. I want to move it in just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go back in with some liquid glue there and fix that. Okay, so there's our, it folds up like this, and this comes down over the top like that. All right, so let's do our top waterfall, or our middle waterfall here. Yeah, I've got this on the inside. That's what I did wrong. Okay, we are going to do some surgery here. Oh boy. I knew that wasn't looking right. I'm going to take this right off here. And again, it will be covered. You can cover it with a layer of designer series paper. So make sure you don't do this. This goes on the back, not on the front. You guys are probably watching and saying, I hope she knows that she's doing that wrong. Okay. So it goes this way, like that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add another layer of tear and tape on there. All right, like that. We'll take this off. And again. Now, if I wasn't on a Facebook Live, I would recut this piece right here. But because I am, I'm not going to take the time to do that. All right. So now let's do this again. So this is going to go up. Let's see, we want it about right there and right there. Okay. There we go. Now this should sit better. Okay, good. Okay. That's working. And so I'm going to come in with a piece of designer series paper and cover this. I normally, I don't think I did that on the inside of this one. I know I didn't. But because I have that big major boo-boo, yeah, there's a piece down in the back here, but nothing on the layers of the whole thing. So this is going to show up along here. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to cut a piece of designer series paper. Let's measure that. So it looks like, let me grab my ruler. Okay, it looks like this is 6 1/4 across and about 6 1/4 down. It might be a little short of that. So I'm going to bring in, this is cut to 6. So I am just going to do, let's do this color right here. And if we do, oh yeah, let's do this. We'll go straight across like this. And that'll cover that part there. So I'm going to cut this at 6 1/4. So this is 6 1/4 by 6. All right, that's going to sit nicely on there like that. Okay, and I'm just going to use my liquid glue. Well, this paper's so beautiful. You never know what's going to happen on a Facebook Live. You never know what you're going to get. Okay. Oops, I got it the wrong way. Here we go. All right, there we go. So now we're going to do the last of our cardstock pieces, and that is this middle wave section. Okay, so we have 5 pieces that are 4 1/2 by 6, and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch on the short side. I've got these ones done for the sake of time. Move these out of the way, excuse my arm. All right, so I'm going to score this at 1/2 inch. And again, we're going to add the tape to the underside there. My hands are wet because I had glue on my fingers and I thought I'd better use a wipe and get it off. So hopefully that won't matter too much. All right. We'll take this one off. And add this one. If you don't have a take your pick tool, you would really enjoy one. I use it all the time. Okay, I'm going to just pull that part way off. We're going to bring this back in, and we're going to go down. I'm going to go right along where that designer series paper is. I'm trying to look above my phone, around my phone. Let's see. And you want to notice that you've got space on both sides, so you want to take that into consideration. See if that looks about right. I think it is. And we're going to pull this. Oops. Okay, so I think that's pretty straight. And the sides look pretty good. So let's do our next piece. There's 5 of these pieces. These would make a special gift at Christmas time. Okay, and same thing. We'll pull part of this. All right, and it's really important that you line this up straight underneath your previous piece. And you want the sides, want it to be nice and even. Okay, that looks pretty good. Layering on our tear and tape. All right, we're going to fold that under. I'm going to press that down and pull it from the bottom side. And again, I'm coming up. Oh, I better take this off the end here. All right, so we're going to come up right underneath the previous one and line it up. Oh, I lost my, let's see here. Okay. And this is what we've got so far. Let's live dangerously, and I'll just take this off. I don't have to do it after I get it on there. Hopefully it'll be okay. And you can decorate it the way I did. You can add your layers. You can do your own thing. That's what's so nice about it. You can personalize it and in a lot of different ways. And we've got one more to put on here. Okay, where's the end? There it is. All right. The last one here. Okay, so there's our waterfall. What should I do? It looks like this one wasn't cut right. It's it's like a ½ an inch too long. It's the same as that one. Okay, so I have to go back and cut that off. Somebody left like ½ an inch on there because it's the same length as that. I'm not going to do that right now. So let's look at doing your layers. Okay, so this folds up like this. Number one, your ribbon. You want to, before you put your back piece on this, you want to lay a strip of tear and tape down here, run your ribbon on it, and then put your designer series paper on there, okay? There's a front flap piece if you want to do this. It is 5.5 by 4.25. So after you put your paper on your front flap right here, you can add this, and I rounded the corners. I used one of the cards from the Beautiful Blue set, rounded the corners on it, and layered it on there, and then put this front flap on. The gems are from the Beautiful Blues kit. Hi, Ann. It's nice to have you there. So they're already in your kit to use. Your banners these are die cut with party banner dies, and then I just punched a hole and put the ribbon in. I added a couple gems. This actually is an envelope flap from one of the Beautiful Blues envelopes. The waterfall, I took one piece of, I put one piece of one of the cards cut up on the front here. And then I cut the ends off it in a row, so you would have this pattern showing on the end of the flaps. You don't have to do that. You can, you could just make them one piece of paper. This is the KIntsugin Inspirations Designer Series paper, and so is this. But this is from the Beautiful Blues kit. This is one of the cards, and this is one of the labels in that kit. This is Designer Series paper. This is one of the cards. Here's the fold, and I just stamped this. This would be the back of the card, part of the back. I just stamped this image from the Beautiful Blues kit onto that. For this one, I've used labels from the Beautiful Blues kit there and the Designer Series paper. I've also put a brad on, poked a hole through the circles, the layered circles, and then decided where I wanted to poke the hole, where I wanted to lay this on the flaps here. I would move this over just a little bit so you don't get this this right here. I would move it so this is all the way off that. And inside here, these are both from the Beautiful Blues kit. This is the KIntsugin Inspirations Designer Series paper. And this stamp is from this Everyday You and Me stamp, Better Together. And this is how I did my flaps. I didn't add a lot of Designer Series paper on the flaps, just on the end. And I made a little pocket on the inside there. And the last section, this is a label from the Beautiful Blues kit. This is a card, one of the cards cut up. There's these beautiful die cuts in the kit, and I just layered this blue one onto a piece of basic white cardstock and layered it on the front there. This is Designer Series paper, and I've got 2 layers on this pocket. And Love Every Moment is one of the stamps in this stamp set here. And it's stamped, I believe, in Night of Navy. And this is one of the cards cut up from the Beautiful Blues kit. This side is the exact same thing. So there's so much you can do. You could even put this up here if you liked that up there better. But there's just so many different ways that you can decide how you want to decorate your little album. So I would love to see them when you get yours done. I would just think it would be so much fun to see them. And then this ties right here. So the PDF tutorial has lots of pictures in it, lots of measurements, and if you're interested, the kit and tutorial are still available. You can watch, I will be uploading this to YouTube, so it's available forever on my YouTube channel to watch. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I hope you enjoyed this class. Take care and have a great Labor Day weekend. Bye now.